Hello friends, this is Dan from Prayer Warriors, and today I'd like to talk about a lesson in true bravery and faith. No, I'm not talking about a Call of Duty type bravery, but real bravery. And this is a story of Jonathan and his armor bearer. Now Jonathan was King Saul's son who became very close friends with David. Jonathan helped protect David when his dad Saul was going through one of his frequent rages and wanted to kill David. Saul knew that David was destined to replace him, but David had no intention of hastening the change. He was waiting on God's timing, and that's a pretty good lesson for us, to always wait for God's perfect timing and not try to help God out. That doesn't usually go well. After David slew Goliath and was subsequently great in battle, the people were singing, "Saul has killed his thousands and David his 10,000s." Well, this went over like a pregnant pole vaulter. David was soon on the run in hiding, thanks to being warned by his closest friend, Jonathan. At one point, David found Saul, who was chasing him. He was sleeping in a cave, and so David sneaked in and cut off a part of his hem of his garment. Now, the hem was where rank and genealogy was kept. Now, in America, in the military, rank is kept on the sleeve or on the epaulet on top. Now, David felt much guilt later and yelled out from a safe distance to Saul that, hey, he could have killed Saul, and here's the proof, and that he didn't want to do anything but be Saul's servant. Saul would slip in and out of being sane and liking David to being tormented by demonic activity and then wanting to kill David. Now, before Jesus died and was resurrected, the Holy Spirit would rest upon a person for a while and then leave when sin was becoming manifested, and then demonic harassment would soon come, and even possession in certain cases. Now back to our story. In 1 Samuel 14, it tells the bold story of Jonathan. Jonathan is shown to be as great a warrior as his father Saul, but he also possessed a great faith to go along with his military skills. As Saul lacked faith, he leaned on Samuel the prophet many times, and this was his downfall. It adds to the tragedy that Jonathan would never become king because of Saul's disobedience. Saul had just been told by Samuel that his kingdom would not continue. Disheartened by this, he was waiting with only 600 men for the army to regather before taking action against the Philistines. Jonathan, however, believing God's promise that one could chase 1,000, which is Deuteronomy 32, verse 30, and Joshua 23, verse 10, he was zealous to respond to the enemy, but knew his father would not approve, so he left without telling anybody. Now you can read the full story for yourself, but to briefly summarize, Jonathan said to his armor bearer, "If the guards, lookouts, say thus unto us, tarry until we come to you. Then we will stand still in our place and will not go up to them. But if they say thus, come up unto us, then we will go up, for the Lord hath delivered them into our hand. And this shall be a sign unto us." Kind of a fleece, but it worked. The guards said, "Come up." So Jonathan and his armor bearer went up and killed the guards, and God used a commotion to get the Philistines to believe they were under attack as a group. There was also an earthquake, and in the confusion, the Philistines started attacking each other. God caused a great victory from the actions of these two men. God doesn't need many to accomplish a lot. God may be using you in a different kind of battle. You and the Lord, remember, are a majority. And may God bless you. The links are below.